We're hiking at DL Bliss in Emerald Bay State Park area. It's got about 6 miles of the western edge of Lake Tahoe, or the western shore, totaling almost 2,000 acres. And Emerald Bay, which we'll hike to Emerald Point, is known for its Tessie sightings, which is kind of like Nessie or the Loch Ness Monster. And someone sent me a picture recently of this creature. I've seen pictures. But anyways, the state park is named for a pioneering lumberman. He was also a railroad owner and a banker from the region. And they donated 744 acres of his land in 1929, which cost me $10 to park. So let's hope this is money well worth spent. I usually hike higher up in the mountains than lower elevations. But this area also includes Viking Holmes Castle. And it's appraised value by a Placerville lumberman in 1953. But anyways, temperatures around here range during this 75 degrees during the day to low 40s at night. And then in the winter, you know, it can get down to 20 degrees, 0 degrees. Easily can get 3 feet of snow here. That's why sometimes in September it closes. Even Highway 89. We drove along some pretty hairpin turns. No guardrails, just cliffs. You can't see it really, but through those trees is Lake Tahoe. And we're heading up to the old lighthouse point. If you want to really get ancient with this place, besides seeing a massive UFO hover over the lake from one of the peaks here near Tahoe 2 weeks ago. See if you guys can see it. If you want to know about the ancient history, the native people known as the Washoe, says Aboriginal, Wasai, or Wasai, or Waswee maybe. I can't pronounce it because I don't speak Washoe, so I apologize. But they were the first humans to inhabit the Lake Tahoe Basin and the Sierra Nevadas. They were a lake tribe. They were kind of nomadic. Like, for example, when fall and winter came, they went into the Nevada high desert because there wasn't as much snow or cold temperatures. But as far as their tribes go, you know, in the warmer months they'd come to Tahoe to fish and hunt and gather food for the upcoming winters and go to the high desert. There's a desolation wilderness right over that peak. I had a Bigfoot experience there, a couple actually. But you can see it's a vast area. This is a well-used trail, so you're not going to get Bigfoot. You might snap a UFO disc by accident. You know, you might get a view of the lake monster hiking along the shore if you really pay attention. People get sightings, good, credible sightings all the time. And there are credible people that report these strange things, and you can choose to believe it or not. I prefer to get evidence. I can't just tell you a story without backing it up. So if I see it, I'll film it, unless for some reason like the UFO we seen taking off, it dimmed out and zipped to orbit. Wouldn't show up in video, show up in photos. The disc would show up in pictures, but for some reason they were able to block my camera technology so that they could not be filmed. It was very odd. Anyways, the early Washoe were in this area for about 10,000 years. Like I said, they came here hunting, fishing, gathering seasonal foods. The natives then moved from the near lake they call Aga, to the lowland Great Basin valleys east of the Sierra for the winter, which is known as the Carson Valley. On our site you can see the Carson Hills. That's where their village was. Between 1848 and 1862, the Washoe, they estimated 10,000 square miles of lakeside and surrounding land were taken during the gold and silver rushes. Basically, we came in, we took their land. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. And then, when the gold rush settled down, well, new settlers came in. They were lumbermen, and they came and they cut a lot of the forest you see around Tahoe down. You know, driving the natives further and further out into the high desert. And of course, then you had your reservations. If you look, this is all desolation wilderness. Very intense Bigfoot area right across the trail, and you have Lake Tahoe through the trees. The natives, descendants of the Washoe tribe of California and Nevada, are now trying to reclaim portions of the land. Tribe members run the Meeks Bay Resort Campground and Concession north of DLS. Bliss State Park, which we're in. The Washoe are reviving their native language and teaching it to preschoolers while pursuing traditional arts like basketry, dancing, and drumming. And of course, Viking Homes Castle is just a few miles down Emerald Bay. Amazing castle. We actually have it on our site. I might actually go inside and do some casework. It's supposed to be haunted. You know, it's from the 1850s, and I mean, it's a real castle. It's not a 600-year-old one, but you know, 160-something years old, and it's just, I mean, it's beautifully built with ornate wood and glass and large stones and pointed steeple-like roofs, and it just sits beautifully along the shore. And from Emerald Point, you could probably see it, so I'll be able to get some pictures today. Anyways, this is Lord Rick. I told you a little history about Bliss State Park. We're going to be we're on the Lighthouse Trail, which is this. We'll get to the lighthouse and we'll head south on the Rubicon Trail and follow the beautiful, pristine Lake Tahoe. I'm telling you, man, it's like the Bahamas, just a little cooler of a lake because all the snow drains on into it. But you could see the Sierra Nevadas are towering above us. This is Lord